That's why there's no trail down there. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. This is crazy. They're on the highway.
The woods can hide mysteries that defy explanation. A stranger was found on private land. A camera captured an unknown figure, and one discovery changed everything. If you encountered something like this, would you investigate or walk away? In January 2019, Capper Outdoors was regularly sharing videos from his homestead, which was surrounded by wooded land. His content usually focused on equipment vehicles, farm work, and the different events happening around the property. As expected with a homestead, there was almost always something new taking place, but in this particular video, the situation had nothing to do with animals or daily farm activities. It began with something much more unusual. One morning, his wife was leaving the property for work when she noticed something strange. It was winter and snow covered the entire area. Across the white ground, she saw a set of footprints in a place where nobody should have been walking. According to Capper, they normally knew who or what entered their property. This time, neither of them had any idea where the tracks came from. After his wife sent him pictures of the footprints, Capper decided to examine the area himself. That was when the situation started becoming much stranger.
Started tracking them. They came all the way from the pole barn, and they were headed out towards the road. All right, here's these tracks fresh on the 22nd of January. Looks like they were dragging something. Here's the pond. In the middle there, you can see drag marks. And the origination is by the pole barn. There's no other tracks. That's where they start, almost like somebody was dropped off.
He followed the trail as it continued deeper into the woods. Then, from the corner of his eye, he suddenly noticed something near the base of a tree. It was a man. The stranger was lying on the ground. His clothes were covered in what looked like dirt, and something was covering part of his head. Capper approached carefully while keeping a safe distance in case the situation became dangerous.
What do you mean going for a walk?
Just thought I'd get out and go for a walk.
Where do you live?
Downtown.
Downtown where? What's your name? Are you okay, man?
Yeah, I just wanted to get away from my wife for a while.
Are you cold, man?
Yeah, I am.
You're not in any trouble, are you?
No.
You're not running from the cops or anything like that?
Oh, no.
No? All right.
From that moment, the encounter only became more confusing. The longer Capper watched the man and the surrounding area, the more suspicious things seemed. There were drag marks moving through the snow beside the stranger's footprints, but the man was not carrying anything that appeared capable of making them. His clothing also looked dirty. The stranger claimed he had wanted to get away from his wife for a while, but that explanation only raised more questions. If that was truly why he was there, where was his wife? And why was he alone on private property in the woods?
And you walked all the way out here from...
I had a friend drop me off.
Okay, that's what it looked like by the tracks. They drop you off up here by the barn?
Out down this way.
Did you walk in my driveway or come in another way?
I'm not sure, sir. I've had a rough night.
Okay. Let me give you my jacket. I got an extra jacket here.
Oh, that'd be great, sir. Thank you.
Let me see, make sure everything's all right at your house there. There ain't nothing, bad going on.
No.
All right, here.
Thanks, sir.
How come you're covering your face?
Oh, I'm just trying to stay warm, sir. Kind of left me high and dry.
All right, put that on, man, the right way. You want to come sit in my truck for a minute?
No, sir. It's be fine. Thank you, sir.
Can I see your face so I know who you are? You're on my property. I mean, are you all right, man?
Don't take no pictures of me, sir.
All right, well, I just want to know that you ain't trying to steal something, that's all.
No.
When Capper moved closer, the man appeared to be holding something resembling a notebook. There also seemed to be a photograph of a woman with it. The stranger repeatedly covered his face and said he was only trying to stay warm. He also gave Capper his name and provided other details about himself. At the time, the information seemed believable. Later, Capper would discover that the story was not what it appeared to be. Wanting to be cautious, he returned to his vehicle and contacted the sheriff about what happened.
The deputy's following me back. because it was just easier that way trying to describe where the guy was at, because we got a mile-long road here. And if this right here is one of the most dangerous times for a police officer, is making the first contact. That's one of the most dangerous times. So they're basically going to remove them from the property and go from there.
Go ahead. 1029 Illinois, last name
Lied to me.
common spelling.
Oh, his
Middle
name.
initial be male, white, date of birth. Clear and valid. 10 for me back out.
Okay. So the sheriff has him. He's going to remove him from the property. I told him he can keep the jacket, hat, and gloves. Financially having hardships, and he was very appreciative. I gave the deputy 20 bucks. I'm going to buy the guy a hot meal, and he's going to take him back into town.
The man was eventually placed inside a police vehicle and taken back into town. As the officers prepared to leave, the sheriff mentioned that something about the stranger did not seem right. He believed the man might be hiding something. After police left, it seemed the strange encounter was finally over. Instead, it became even more unusual. The next day, Capper returned to the property to see if he had missed anything. He had. There was a car parked near the pond. At that moment, it became clear that the stranger's story was far more complicated than it first appeared.
Okay, I just got home, and I have a trespasser on our property. It's a silver car parked on our pond dam. The sheriff's on the way. I don't know if it's related to him or what. Man, this just pisses me off. I'm tempted to strap one on and frickin' go out there and make contact, but I'll wait for the deputy.
I don't believe he could tell. He could barely see it with the binoculars.
This is just unbelievable. I'm waiting here for the sheriff's deputy because they ain't getting away. When he gets here, I'm gonna see if I can run home and grab a pistol, and because he could come off of that pond dam in two directions, and then the other one where he went on it was behind the house. He probably ruined our back lawn. I can't believe this car got back there to begin with the ground as crazy as it is, so I'm definitely on high alert.
Further investigation showed that the man had apparently lied about how he reached the property. He claimed someone else had dropped him off. In reality, he had driven his own car there and left it parked on the pond dam. Even when questioned about how he arrived, the man never mentioned that the vehicle sitting on the property belonged to him. Later, according to information Capper received, the tow truck driver said the man admitted he had driven into the countryside himself and parked the car on the pond dam. That meant he apparently knew exactly how the vehicle got there and had intentionally chosen not to reveal that information. The story about his wife also turned out to be untrue. The stranger claimed he was upset because he was having problems with his wife at home. According to what Capper later learned, the man was not married and did not even have a girlfriend. Another part of his story also fell apart. When Capper asked whether he had ever had issues with police, the man said no. That answer was not completely truthful. According to Capper's account, the man had recently burned down a family member's home. He also reportedly had a history involving 3 burned houses in total. Capper said the man had never been prosecuted because witnesses were too afraid to testify against him. By that point, Capper believed the stranger could be dangerous. Knowing the man had already been on his property made him worried that he could return one day and set fire to his home as well. Despite everything that happened, very little happened to the man afterward. He did receive mental health treatment, but the facility could only keep him for 4 days, unless someone officially took legal action to declare him a danger to himself or others. According to the account, that was the legal limit. Even after everything, several parts of the encounter remained difficult to explain. The stranger had lied about how he reached the property. His clothes were covered in dirt. There were also drag marks in the snow beside his footprints, even though there was nothing obvious nearby that he seemed to be pulling. There is no evidence proving that something more serious happened in those woods. Still, after so many parts of the man's story turned out to be false, it is difficult not to wonder what else he may have been hiding. Do you think there was a normal explanation for the drag marks, or was there more to this story than anyone ever discovered? This case follows a camper driving her vehicle through a forest in Australia. As she traveled along the winding roads, branches snapped beneath the tires, creating a rough crunching sound through the quiet woods. Then, without warning, something happened that forced the vehicle to come to an immediate stop.
Yeah, right. Holy.
A large branch had pierced through the front of the vehicle and came dangerously close to striking her. It was an extremely close call, and fortunately, the situation did not become any worse. A branch positioned at the wrong angle can become far more dangerous when a moving vehicle hits it. Even something that appears harmless on the forest floor can cause serious damage within seconds. It may have been nothing more than a dangerous accident on a rough forest road, but the difference between a close call and a tragedy was incredibly small. What would you have done after realizing how close that branch came? The video comes from Zurban Auto, a YouTube channel focused on road trips, RV repairs, and mechanical issues involving older motorhomes. On May 22nd, 2021, the creator uploaded a video that was very different and much more unsettling than the channel's usual content.
It was time for a vacation. Our home base is Vicente Guerrero, Mexico, in Baja. So we fired up the old RV and I changed the shocks. I did a bunch of work to the RV to get it road worthy. The brakes, well, they looked good, but they hadn't moved. Even though your brakes look good, they just put a fire out and they did not let go. And by the time I smelt it and I'm like, okay, I don't like the smell. I get out and I see flames. It's crazy. So that's what's coming up right here. And then I get into the repair.
While working on his vehicle, a mechanic passing through the area stopped and offered to help. The man appeared experienced, calm, and willing to provide assistance. What started as a normal roadside repair quickly became a much more serious situation.
¿Qué tranza con la pila, puto? ¿Qué tranza con la pila? ¿Cuál pila? ¿Qué tranza con la pila? ¡Vete a la verga! ¡Vete a la verga!
What's going on here? Oh my gosh. These guys just pulled up. These guys just pulled up and they're lighting this guy up. This guy that was helping me. They're gonna rob my stuff. Lock the door. They took his car. They're chasing him. This is crazy. They're on the highway. He's running. They're taking his battery. This is insane. Taking his car. Oh, he's got a stick. Let's go. Let's go. I took in my... Did I bring in my... I brought in my Milwaukee. Okay, I don't think they're interested in me. I thought it was part of their scam. And they're gonna try and get me involved, but... Well, for my family's sake, thankfully... Oh, he's taking his shirt seriously. Oh, shoot. He got his battery. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Oh.
¿Qué más hay? ¿Vieron, güey?
Ay, ay, ay.
Los grabates.
¿Qué pasó?
Los grabates. ¿Todo bien?
¿Sí? Ellos quitar tu pila.
A group of unfamiliar men approached the mechanic directly. Their actions made it seem like they already knew him or had specifically come to find him. One of the most unusual parts of the encounter was that the men seemed to pay almost no attention to Zurban. After confronting the mechanic, they simply left the area. Once the situation became calmer, the creator gave the mechanic a spare battery so he could leave, before the men had the opportunity to return. It remains unclear why the men were focused only on the mechanic, but their behavior suggests the encounter may not have been random. Thankfully, both Zurban and the mechanic left without injuries, but what do you think was really going on between those men? The creator of this YouTube channel is passionate about the outdoors. He regularly explores trails, forests, and other places related to outdoor adventures. The footage was uploaded on April 28th, 2021. But as anyone who spends enough time in the wilderness knows, nature can become unpredictable without warning, and this trip clearly proved that.
So it's day 300 out here. I just came across a fairly good sized bear and 2 cubs. That was probably about 5 or 6 minutes ago. They went on their way a little bit because I got a reputation in the bear community. I'm pretty sure I heard the words, "Oh shit, there's trail marshal." We'll see what's up here as I keep going on.
During the hike, he spotted a large bear with 2 cubs. Fortunately, he saw them before getting too close, giving him enough time to back away and create more distance. He hoped the bears would leave before he needed to continue along the trail. At first, the plan seemed to work. However, the situation soon became tense again when he realized the bear was still nearby. He stayed where he was, watched its movements, and waited instead of continuing forward right away.
That was a start, because that bear was big. You know, that wasn't a Florida bear. Oh, there he is right over here. All right, there you are. I'm going. All right. Yeah, there he is. Whew. Yeah, he's still over there. She's got a couple cubs with her. I don't know if you, that's one scary beast. Go ahead, bear. Go away. Well, it says, I don't think that bear really gives a damn what my reputation is. Did you see the head on that thing? That head's like that big. Oh, Lord. See what this bear wants to do. Because we're getting close to the point where I'm gonna have to use force, maybe. Anyway, I got some trail angels to meet. I can hear them over there moving. All right, man, you ready to go? Now I had to grab my knife. I think I hear you moving around. You gonna take off?
After a while, the bear finally moved off. To reduce the risk of another close encounter, the hiker waited a little longer before continuing down the trail. He was then able to pass through the area without any further trouble. The bear eventually left, but the encounter shows how quickly conditions can change in the wild. Mother bears with cubs can be more alert when another animal or person comes close. Keeping your distance and avoiding sudden movements can help prevent an already tense encounter from becoming worse. Do you think waiting was the best decision, or would you have turned back completely? The creator of the YouTube channel RockMoons90 went camping in a desert in Mexico. The video was uploaded on July 24th, 2014. During a hike to take photos and film the area, his peaceful trip suddenly became dangerous. While exploring, he was confronted by an armed robber carrying a rifle. Surprisingly, the robber only stole his tripod. The creator later explained that his dark clothing may have prevented the GoPro camera from being noticed, which is why the encounter was still recorded. After the robber left, he returned to camp and reported the incident to the local authorities. According to his account, they told him that other hikers had also been robbed in the same area before. Despite the frightening encounter, he finished the camping trip and eventually made it home safely. The situation could have ended much worse, so do you think he was simply lucky, or did staying calm keep the encounter from escalating? This encounter is a tense reminder of how quickly the wilderness can put your instincts to the test. On September 13th, 2014, Sophia Jung uploaded a disturbing video to her YouTube channel, showing a dangerous encounter during a hike in the woods. The footage follows a man named Chris, who set out for a peaceful evening hike, before realizing a mountain lion was following him. The animal stayed nearby and kept moving in his direction, making the situation increasingly tense. Chris remained calm and stood his ground instead of panicking.
I don't know if you can see it, but there's a mountain lion. He's crouching in the grass. He's actually coming towards me. This is really freaky. This is so crazy. Hey, Mr. Mountain Lion. How are you doing? Nice to see you. He's coming back at me. This is unbelievable. There's a mountain lion right here. Right in front of me. Stay back. Stay there. I'm not afraid of you.
After a while, the mountain lion finally turned away and disappeared back into the forest. Chris was able to leave the encounter without suffering any injuries. Mountain lion attacks on people are uncommon, but close encounters can still become dangerous. Staying aware of the animal and avoiding panic can make a difference when only a short distance separates someone from a large predator. Chris walked away safely, but the mountain lion's behavior still raises questions. Was it actually preparing to attack, or was it simply curious about him? The video premiered on October 19th, 2023 on the YouTube channel Tucker Upper, a channel known for vlogs and entertaining videos covering different topics and activities. However, this upload became far more unsettling than his usual content.
As I started to walk around the lake, I took a short video on my GoPro. I just wanted to see the clarity of the water later on my computer, and the water was very clear. I started to walk around the rest of the lake to get a better look, and I just basically saw something reflective bouncing the light at the end of the day off the water, and it caught my eye, so I got closer. And
James explains that he had only gone there to take a walk and observe how clear the water was. While walking near the lake, he noticed a reflection that caught his attention, so he decided to move closer and take a look. What he discovered was completely unexpected.
how did a car get in here? Holy shit. You are absolutely kidding me that I just found this. That somebody just... What? Bro. You're lying. I gotta... Dude. You're kidding. How did a car get in here? No way.
Under the water, there was a vehicle. At first, James did not consider it a serious situation and went home. But after showing the footage to his wife and discussing it with her, he decided to contact the police.
911, where's emergency?
Hey, this is not an emergency. I was told to call from EHT dispatcher so that they could get the location of where I am, basically. Yesterday, and I was literally just walking in the woods, and I was filming in the lake, and I saw a car in the lake, literally, like a video of it underwater, and then I went home, like not thinking anything of it. I thought maybe some kid just like drove a car in there. This is really weird. You should just call like the police because this is not right. So then here we...
Is it a car in the lake?
There's 100% a car in the lake, yes.
A police officer later arrived, and James explained what he had found.
Hey, how are you, dude?
Good.
James, but
James.
everyone calls me Tucker.
Okay.
But I can just show you,
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. So basically I was just out here last night. I was just walking through here.
Okay.
It's called an underwater scooter,
Okay.
and I took it in the bay
Uh-huh.
yesterday, and it was super murky,
Okay.
and I hadn't looked at it. And so either way, I walked around the lake and I saw a car in there, and I was like, this is crazy, dude. So I filmed it with the GoPro.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, some kid obviously drove it in.
Yeah.
I showed my wife the video, and she was like, yo, this is really eerie. Like, you should definitely call the police,
Yeah, this
basically.
wouldn't be the first time. We have a car in the pond right there. I'm gonna try to get a tag for you.
No, you're unreasonable.
There's a vehicle in the water, submerged. I'm gonna try to get a tag for you. It looks like a Kia Soul, maybe. Can you see it?
Let me see. Hold on. Don't say. I won't say anything until. I do have the drink.
He showed the officer the location of the submerged car, and the officer requested additional assistance to help recover it. After some time, the vehicle was successfully removed from the lake.
Yeah, I called EHT first, actually.
But people come out.
Yeah. I mean, it's super professional operation. Honestly, I was really impressed. Like, surprised. Just right here, and then it just floated.
And,
Yeah.
with that,
See, you can see it. See it?
yeah.
The whatever that is
Yeah.
leaking out.
Could be gas or
Wow.
Why was the car underwater in the first place? Could it have been linked to a crime or intentionally placed there to hide evidence? No one can know for certain from the footage alone, but one thing is clear. Whoever was connected to that vehicle was fortunate that the discovery didn't lead to a much darker outcome. If you found something like this underwater, would you investigate first or call the police immediately? A man was driving home one evening after a hiking trip when he decided to take a shortcut through an old cemetery. At first he thought he saw a small group of people ahead, but as he moved closer, the scene became increasingly strange. Around midnight, he noticed several figures moving through the darkness. They appeared to be carrying something resembling an old-fashioned coffin, the type that seemed to belong to another time. What made the sight even more disturbing was the way they moved. Their steps were slow and unusual. Even with his headlights shining directly toward them, none of them turned around or reacted to the vehicle. At night, headlights can create long shadows and make distant objects difficult to identify, but the scene still felt deeply unsettling. Maybe it was only an unusual late-night ceremony, or maybe he witnessed something he was never supposed to see. If this happened in front of your car, would you stop to look or drive away immediately? Would you risk stepping beyond a barrier just to capture a better photo? At the Grand Canyon, one man discovered how quickly that decision can turn dangerous. The Grand Canyon, located in northern Arizona within Grand Canyon National Park, is one of the most spectacular natural landmarks in the world. Every year, millions of visitors arrive to admire the enormous views, take pictures, and create unforgettable memories. However, trying to get the perfect photo can become risky in an instant.
That's why everybody's sitting over there. They don't get hurt. That's why you don't go down there. That's why there's no trail down there. Oh my God. Where's he at? They fell down. Fell off cliff.
In 2020, a 59-year-old woman visited the canyon and stepped away from the marked path while attempting to take a picture. She slipped and fell hundreds of feet to her death. Sadly, she was not the only person to lose their life in a similar way at the Grand Canyon.
He should come back. Is there anybody that works here? What?
Oh, do not have to get out though. I'm good. Okay. I have to get back up though. That's the issue. I'm climbing that rock.
It's going back, man.
Just come back.
Oh yeah, I'll come back something. Oh, this is fucking beautiful.
Oh shit, is he okay? Wait. Dude.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh shit, man.
Don't look.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we told him to come back up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Get your phone.
Helicopter is out. Here.
Give me call. Oh my God, baby girl.
There's one back here.
Oh my gosh.
Is this ever happened before?
Is he not? He's not moving, huh? He's not moving. Hello? Hello?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Hello?
Nothing. You think I fall?
In this footage, another visitor attempts to steady himself for a photo while standing outside the official viewing area. A metal barrier is visible nearby, showing that he had moved beyond the safer zone. Suddenly, he loses his footing, falls several meters, and rolls toward another drop. Fortunately, he survived with only bruises and minor injuries. Other visitors quickly contacted emergency services, and a trauma helicopter was brought in. Near canyon edges, the ground can be unstable, and a single mistake may leave almost no chance to recover. The man was fortunate, but the situation could have ended far worse. Places like the Grand Canyon are breathtaking, but they do not forgive careless decisions. If you were standing there, would any photo be worth leaving the safe path? This case was uploaded on September 24th, 2023, and follows Matthew Stone, a well-liked YouTuber known for his travel videos. He was hiking with his father in Glacier National Park, unaware that danger was nearby their campsite.
Yep, stay calm.
Should we hey bear them or do they see us?
I mean, let's just casually talk. I think that's good. Casually talk. They see us. They see us. They hear us. They're just playing. They're just playing. So yeah, I think I'm pretty good to get a move on sooner than later. Hey, bears.
Hey bear.
Hey, bears. Hey, we're good. We're good here. We're good. Hey there.
When two grizzly bears appeared, Matthew and his father did not panic or run. Instead, they remained calm, spoke softly, and avoided sudden movements. Running from a bear can sometimes trigger a chase response, so staying composed may reduce the chance of being viewed as prey.
Yep. Yep, we're good. You're just curious. Just slowly, don't go towards them. Hey, bears. Yeah, we should probably,
However, bears are wild animals, and their behavior can change in an instant. The same response that helped Matthew and his father in this situation may not always be effective during every bear encounter. They were fortunate that the bears appeared more curious and playful than aggressive. In different circumstances, the encounter could have turned much more dangerous. Thankfully, Matthew and his father left the park without injuries. Maybe their calm reaction helped prevent the situation from escalating. Or perhaps the bears were never interested in causing harm. But if two grizzlies came that close to your campsite, would you be able to stay calm and think clearly? These images were captured by a trail camera hidden deep in the forest of Washington State, nearly 6 miles away from the nearest road. After being shared on Reddit, they quickly became the subject of debate. On the night of August 30th, the camera was activated by movement. At 8:25 p.m., it recorded a figure wearing a long white dress, walking past the lens while carrying something that appeared to be a doll. Only 2 images were captured before the figure vanished into the trees. Some people suggested it could have been an elderly woman suffering from dementia, but no missing person was reported in the area. There were also no nearby homes, hiking paths, or campsites. Trail cameras typically record only when motion is detected, meaning they often capture only a brief moment of a much larger event. Experts later stated that the images appeared authentic and showed no obvious signs of manipulation. However, no one has ever confirmed who or what was in the forest that night. If something like this appeared on your own trail camera, would you search for answers or stay away? That's it for tonight. Which moment creep? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story, share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.